I would like to continue. My name is Dr. Jawad Alzeer, so I would like to continue talking about the general concept of entropy. And last time we talked about a concept which is for me extremely interesting. It's called duality, and I want to explain a little bit more of this concept of a duality and how one could build physical and mental stability. I just wanted, before going too deep, because last time I mentioned so quickly about the concept of buffer between acid and base, and I just want to give you an example. Imagine, the pH of the blood is 7.4. Now, we could really bring like sodium bicarbonate solution, dilute it in a way that till we reach the pH 7.4. But to this only base, the only solution which is made is only base, which is sodium bicarbonate. It has a pH 7.4. Now, if we add to this solution 1 drop of strong acid, then pH goes to 1. If we add 1 drop of strong base, then pH goes to 14. Now, if we just mixed along with this base a very weak acid, could be acetic acid or carbonic acid, then here we build a buffer. And this is here we have this duality concept, both contradicting, but they cooperate together so nicely to create stability. Now, to this, if we add to this solution, which is called buffer, if we add even 10 drops of strong acid, pH more or less remain the same, 7.4. And if we add a strong base, so pH will remain the same, 7.4. So this just explains how much stability we can create by mixing two contradicting things together. Now let's talk about physical stability. Physical stability, here what I mean is to create a buffer or a balance between anabolic system and catabolic system. Now if our body doesn't grow anymore, and then if anabolic dominate, this is bad. Why? Because this is where we start growing, let's say increasing in weight, or our body start growing cells where we don't need, like cancer cells. So it is very dangerous, and therefore we should find ways that how to activate at the same time the catabolic, that those unneeded cells can be catabolized and removed out of the body. Simultaneously, if only catabolic dominate, this is also bad, because then we start losing in weight, and we are also start losing in structure, and most important, we start losing muscles, and this is how we become or getting very weak, and this is not so good. Now, to maintain physical stability, we need to create a balance to make both of them, both processes effective, anabolic and catabolic, and maybe we talk later on how to enrich and create balance between them. But I just want to explain the importance of having those duality concept. If they both work together in the right directions with the right proportions, we can maintain physical strength. Now let's go to quickly and talk about the mental stability. Mental stability, our brain, particularly neurons, generate two contradicting neurotransmitters. One is called excitatory and the other is called inhibitory. Now, if excitatory dominate, then we get anxiety. If inhibitory dominate, then we get depression, both. So this is bad. So the best thing is, if you want to create mental stability, we need to have a buffer, and we need to have both of them in the right proportion in order to maintain mental stability. Simultaneously, we need to maintain stability in our body in terms of potential energy and entropy. So we need potential to do a work, to function, to exert a function, or to proceed with the process. But at the same time, having potential is not enough. We need to function not with full potential, but with optimal potential. Optimal potential means I have the potential, but at the same time, I have a flexibility. Flexibility usually comes from increasing the number of conformation. So that's why it is correlated to entropy. So we need these entropy, which can provide us flexibility. We also need potential, which provide us source, to function and so on. And having balance between entropy and potential energy, we can create stable energy, having balance between catabolic and anabolic, we can create stable physical strength and stability simultaneously in our brain. If we have stable excitatory inhibitory balance between both of them, then we have a mental stability. All right, so I guess I will maybe in next video try to correlate those concepts more with the concept of entropy and potential energy, and how we, before going that, how we can correlate this concept with regard to our immune system, which is extremely important.